it's Connie again, and this is my second shot at YouTube. My New Year's resolution is slowly chipping away at technology, and so here I am again. If you noticed on my Facebook page, on my story shots, I did a couple things on water. And I just thought January's new beginnings. A lot of people are really focused on their health, which is a great thing. But one of the most vital things we need to really focus on is our water, especially when we're in weight loss. It's the most vital resource we humans need. We can only survive 3 or 4 days without water, but we can survive anywhere from 8 to 21 days without food. 55 to 60% of our body is made up of water or functions with water. We can't store water in our bodies. We can store fat, but we cannot store water. That's something that has to be constantly replenished. And the key thing we need to remember too, which is something I never realized until my health journey a year ago, how much water is kind of like our housekeeper. It removes toxins from our body. It removes unhealthy substances like pesticides from food that we may pick up or just in the atmosphere. All that gets flushed out when we drink the water that we need. These items, these toxins and these unhealthy substances, well, they get stored in our fat. But the more we flush out our body, the more we flush out our fat cells, the faster we can get rid of these harmful elements. It's also water. I wasn't really aware of this, but water is what moves everything through our body. It's how our nutrients get distributed through our body. It delivers our antibodies all throughout our body, our hormones, the oxygen in our blood and lymphatic system. I mean, water is the powerhouse. It is basically the backbone of our health. And we don't get enough of it. A lot of us do not drink enough water. It's recommended that we have 8-ounce glasses of water a day. That's 64 ounces, I believe. When I started my health journey, I have learned to drink anywhere between 64 to 100 ounces of water a day. And I'll tell you, once your body gets used to that, the first few days, yeah, you're going to the bathroom a lot. But afterwards, your body just feels so much better. Your skin gets more vibrant. You kind of even get a little bit of a glow. And I do track how much water I drink. Now, I understand there's a lot of people out there who are saying, but Connie, I don't like water. But let's think about this. We know water is our housekeeper. We know it's a resource that we can't store. It has to be replenished. But did you also know we lose up to 12 cups of water a day? Dr. Wayne Anderson tells us that we lose 2 cups through perspiration, 6 cups in urine, 2 to 4 cups through breathing. I guess it depends on how much you work out or if you're in a dry environment. And believe it or not, we lose a cup through the soles of our feet. Who would have known? So that's why we need to keep drinking water. That's what we need to do to replenish our bodies with this vital resource. So how can you get water down if you're not a water fan? Well, first things first, try to make it palpable for yourself. One of the things I love to do is infuse water. I always have a pitcher. My favorite lately, especially in the wintertime, is orange slices with fresh mint. I make a fresh pitcher of water every day, and I keep it in the fridge. And whenever I pour a glass into my cup, I refill it so it continues to infuse through the day. I dump it out the next morning, rinse it out, and then I start a new batch. I usually like to use orange slices, lemon slices. I have friends who like lime. Not my thing, but there's a lot of people who do like lime in their fresh water. I love putting herbs in with it. I infuse it with either fresh basil or I could do mint. I'm really big on the mint. And I love during the summer and sometimes during the winter, cucumber water is so refreshing. And a lot of times I'll do the cucumber with the mint and it's just, oh, delicious. I've had some friends tell me they do cucumber and basil together. I haven't tried that, so I don't know what that would taste like. I have a tendency to drink more water because of some medications I'm on. It makes my mouth very dry. And I have a tendency to throw myself off a bit. You don't want to overdrink your water. You can really throw your electrolytes off, and you can thin out your blood too much. So what I like to do is be very careful, and if I'm out in the sun too much, if I'm drinking too much water and I start getting dizzy, I have bought this. You can get this, I guess, off Amazon. And this little bottle, you just put a few drops in your bottle and they're electrolytes. I get the kind with the low sodium, but you can just get them with the sodium. But this helps restore all the electrolytes if you find yourself drinking too much water, like I do because of my medication. The other thing is, I have friends who hate ice. Me, I always say I'm an iceaholic. I have to have ice with my water. I gotta have it cold. If it's not cold, it's not going down. So I always make sure that I put ice in my water. What's really great about ice is that counts towards your water, because as it melts, guess what? It's water. There's a lot of school of thought, oh, your body absorbs it better if it's at room temperature versus cold. You know what? Just get the water in. That's all we really care about. Get the water in. I have some friends here in Minnesota that love to have hot water and put a lemon slice in it. That didn't appeal to me, but I did try hot water with an orange slice, and that was surprisingly delicious. But make sure you do not squeeze the fruit. You don't want to add the sugars. You just want to infuse your water. That's what's key. A lot of times I make sure I have cold water in a thermos or some sort of water bottle, and I keep it in the car. Before I leave anywhere, I always make sure I have backup water. And of course, my cup being really full of ice, so I can just keep adding it in. Whatever you like to make that water happen for you. Now, some people love mineral water. That's great as long as there's nothing added to it. It's just natural carbonated mineral water, spring water, I think it's called. There are a lot of people who are saying, but I gotta have something like infused flavor waters that's bottled, like ice or hint water. None of those things are bad, but you want to make sure that there's no calories, no carbs, no sugars, nothing. And you still need your just straight pure water. After your 62 ounces, then yeah, incorporate those flavored waters from over the counter if you want. But there's a reason why there's color to them, because there's something else in there, regardless if it's 0 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugars. I drink a lot of Sobe water because of the vitamins and the fact that once I'm past my 64 ounces, I'm ready to start putting some electrolytes back into me, because I know I'm going to be going over the 100 ounces, especially here in the dry winter months. The nice thing about water is that it is calorie free. And a lot of times our body tells us we're hungry, but we're not hungry. What we're really looking at is that we're thirsty, but it comes out as hunger. So you really want to be aware of, am I really hungry or am I thirsty? Have a glass, at least an 8 ounce to 12 ounce glass of water. Give it a couple minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then see where you're at. You'll be surprised. You never want to wait until you're thirsty. If you're really parched, that means you're really dehydrated, and you don't want that. You want to be able to keep those fat cells cleaned out and to let go of that energy to use and burn off. So keep yourself hydrated. One of the things that Dr. Scott Anderson wrote that I was amazed by is that there was a study done that drinking 2 8-ounce glasses of water, of cold water, and that's right up my alley, increased the metabolic rate by 30% for as long as 90 minutes. Now think if you're working at your desk and you have cold water, for the next 90 minutes, you just upped your metabolic rate for 90 minutes. Who doesn't want to do that? It also helps your liver convert the fat into energy. And we all know we don't want excess body fat. So anything to help the body burn the fat, water would be the key there. I'm a migraine sufferer. I still suffer migraines, especially when there's huge barometric shifts. But what I have noticed is when I stay hydrated, my headaches aren't as frequent. I used to suffer several migraines a month. Now it's just when there's huge swings in the weather, which is nice, versus being out for weeks at a time. If you have a splitting headache, of course, take your ibuprofen or your acetaminophen, but really focus on your water because it does help the brain battle the headache. So I hope this helped a little bit, and I just want to encourage you, challenge yourself to drink 62 to 64 ounces of water a day. Find a way to make it work for you. And if you come up with some other great combinations for infused water, I would love to hear you. So that's my gig about water. I will probably be posting more on my story in Facebook, a little more tips. Leave a comment down below, or you can message me on Facebook, and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye.